Hello and welcome to another video. Now, before we get started, yes, I'm aware this is alpha version 1. So, I understand that the game is literally only being made. So, I'm not gonna go too hard on that. This is just my thoughts on what I feel about it. And right, so let's get started. First and foremost, it's a beautiful looking game. I love the new engineer model, as I see. He's turned around here, giving us all a spin, and like Zero Legion's always gone on about that cable. I really hope that they implement the mod that's in Space Engineers 1, where when you're accessing a terminal, he pulls the cable out, plugs it in, and accesses to his little data pad that's on his arm. So let's hope that gets implemented, because as we know, this is an alpha, so nothing in the game works, as in, like, you can't change the settings in any of the blocks. You can't even access the cargo containers, refineries, assemblers, or anything like that. They're just placeholders for what the game is going to be. So let's get started. I love the see-through visor there on the engineer himself. I think it's great the way you can see his face. Like, you know, I would also love, again, just probably asking a lot. Again, yeah, the game is in early access. It's literally only being fleshed out. But I think adding the ability, if it's possible, to customize your engineer's face, so you don't have 20 clones run around a station when you're playing with all your friends on a server. I just think a little bit of customization would go a long way, if it's possible. Right, so I'll jump into my suit here and we'll have a look. Right, now, I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon at the start when the game was released on Monday. Like, today is now Wednesday. I actually wanted to play for a few days to get the feel of it and to see what the game is all about, and do a little bit of building and stuff like that. But like the likes of Zero and Splitsy and Aaron from Last Stand Gamers and Captain Jack, they all had early access to this. So they were playing the game for a while before it was actually released. Them being major content creators, and so they had all their videos out early. A couple of gripes with the game, like Quantum Chief was saying there. Actually, myself, Quantum Chief, and I don't know, were going through it the other night, and we were talking about the whole what we're looking for, the whole settings menu. Now, I'm not going to change the settings because my computer is barely able to just run this game properly on 60 FPS, so that'll be all changed soon. I'll be getting a new one specifically for this game. It's the only, Space Engineer is the only game I play. But like the whole graphic settings thing. Now, like what Quantum was saying about not being able to change all these unless you're in the custom. But to get the custom, you have to go through all the hard things. So I think they should add a function in for to get to the custom, to go straight from low settings backwards to custom instead of having to go through high, medium and extreme, because that does, like, if you're on according to the Steam Workshop page for the game, the minimum for the game is a GTX 1660 Super. So if you have a GTX 1660 Super, or slightly lower, because mine is actually lower, my graphics card is lower than a 1660, and you're scrolling through the presets and you hit high and extreme, it can actually cause the computer to lock up on you for a couple of minutes, and in some cases completely throw you out of the game, which is understandable because you're going through settings that your graphics card and CPU can't handle. So the option to go backwards instead of forwards through the presets would be ideal. My other gripe is there's no settings to again, I understand it's early access. Space Engineers 1 was the same at the start. You couldn't remap the buttons to what you like for example, we go back into the game here now. Right, so let's get the HUD up here. We'll come out and we'll press, right, so you have to press J to place a block on the world. So in order to scroll through the blocks there, right, normally what you do in Space Engineers is you hit the roll key, the roll button on your mouse. But if you hit the roll button on your mouse, it doesn't scroll through the blocks. It scrolls through the whole toolbar. Again, you can change the toolbar to user, press Control 2, 3 and 4 or whatever. So that's in order to scroll through your blocks, you have to press the R button to scroll forward. So that's going forward, and if you want to go back a block, you have to hold Shift and R, and that scrolls back to the previous block. Now, so there's a block placed. Now, originally it was page up, page down, and for rotating the blocks on Space. We never ever used them. Well, back in the early days, before you can actually map the buttons, I obviously did use them, and it was very cumbersome because you'd have to take a hand off the mouse and you'd be or off the WSAD and use your right hand on the left hand side of the keyboard, which can be awkward. So I always used to map the block rotation to the macro keys on the side of my mouse. Now my mouse has 3 macro keys on it. One is always set to control, so if I'm pressing control, I don't need to awkwardly move me little finger down and then do WSAD to move the mouse. I can just use the control button on the side of me mouse. So let's pick a block here. Now, what I'd normally do, I'd normally set the other 2 macro buttons to rotate forward for one button and rotate sideways like this for the second button. So it was always quicker for me to build, because I don't know, I was asking me how you place your blocks and rotate your blocks so quick, and I'm telling them it's because I have a setup on the macro keys on my mouse, which I reckon now not like a lot of people that play this game probably do. But I find that like, if you want to place a block now, you have to hold the control button and hit W to go forward, and A and D to go left and right, and then to rotate it's E and Q. Now once you're holding control button, you can't do anything else. Like if you try and press the C button to fly down, what you do is you end up copying the grid, you know. So in order to so you want to place that block, and let's say you place it and you want to place one, you have to let go of the control button, fly down, look underneath here, place another button or place another block. But if you want to change that block, you have to hold the control or press R and rotate. There's no snapping of the block, so if we move away, come back, or if we change blocks, I think so. Yeah, see that there now, that block is at a different orientation. So if I was to hit the number 2 button there for the cockpit, for example, and we'll rotate the cockpit around and we'll place it there like that. If I go back to me blocks, it doesn't place it in the orientation. They had really on Space Engineers 1, if you wanted to keep that orientation that you were placing the blocks to stop that from happening, like to stop this from happening, for example, like so we hit 2 and go back to 1, so to stop that from happening where the block changes orientation, you would actually hit the T button, and the T button on Space Engineers locks the block to the orientation that you want it. So every time you go to place the button or place a block, it's always in that the orientation you last left it when you're placing. So I always leave that there and then go off and come and change blocks to do something else and then come back. See, it's at the changing. But because I would have had T pressed at Space Engineers 1, it would have stayed in the previous orientation like this. Again, these are all probably going to be things that are going to be worked on as the game develops. Like the game is probably a fair bit away from a polished game that we have in Space Engineers. So that's one thing I don't like. I don't like the whole block rotation having to use the WAS and D. I would rather have, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The old way of rotating the blocks was perfectly fine. Like people have been placing blocks like that for now, what, 10, nearly 11 years now, and the game has worked grand. Now, another thing that, but hopefully now they bring the option in to be able to remap the buttons to your own liking. Like I would be changing a lot of the buttons around to like for example the what's it called? Let's get another block back up here again. Place that. If you want to go into mirror mode, for example, you're pressing T, which used to be to lock the key. So you press T, then you right click, you look away, you put a block in your hand. There you go, you hit T, and you're in mirror mode. Now, if we can remap this, I'll be putting that back onto the N and M keys. You know, so be much. Again, like we've been using those controls for 10 years, so it's much more intuitive for us because we've been using for so long. Right, so the next thing, we were talking about this, myself, Quantum, and I don't know, was the whole drills. So if you go drilling and Quantum Chief and that thought it was fire. And he was, Quantum has a thing being about there's no fire in space, which he's right, there is no fire in space. Under certain circumstances there is. But if you drill, as you're drilling there, you see all the flames now coming out. Well, they're not actually flames, because if you actually look closely, what it is, it's the drills sparking off the rock, creating spark, and the sparks are illuminating the smoke, or not the smoke, the dust that's coming off the rock, which I love. I think that's a great feature. It looks lovely, looks great. I actually like to look at the new drills. But it looks great that the sparks actually illuminates the dust like that. Now regarding the smoke on the thrusters, I don't know. Well, one could argue that that's a release of oxidizers in the thrusters that are creating a flame, because it's a constant flow of an oxidizer for the thrusters in space. One could argue that, and you would get away with it. But I don't know. Is there any other blocks that go on fire when you shoot them? No, that just breaks. No. There you go, like that. You have the light exploded there and a flame coming out, which would be normal. And the flame went out straight away because there's nothing to keep a flame going. So you could argue that. Let's check the assembler. The assembler sparks, so there's no fire coming out of that. It's on the other side of the ship. I actually love that fracture details. That looks great. It does. Looks lovely. I love the whole mechanics of the blocks break. Well, the actual blocks don't fracture, do they? You don't have that fracture. It only looks like it's only blocks that have a function do the whole fracture thing. Yeah, standard blocks just deform, which is good. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Can we shoot the blue ship from here? Oh, we can. Okay. Right, now that's that. Right, now getting on to the paint gun. I think the paint gun is great. Now we know back in the old days you press P to pick your paint colours, but we can't do that now. Again, early access, that'll probably all change. You want to pick the paint colours, you hit, what you hit again? Oh, you hit R. So yeah, so if you want to pick a colour, you hit R, select the colour, and you have some basic colours. Again, it's early access. This could all be changed. We will probably have an option to customise the colours, like change the V value and stuff in them. But what I did notice is the paint gun doesn't paint in mirror mode. But I mean, you paint these blocks red, and you, oh, that's nice. We paint that red. If you actually point at a different block, you right click, that changes the colour to that colour. So right click will pick a colour from another thing. So you're painting your ship and you're painting multiple different colours, and you change the colour to paint something, like say that, and you go, oh damn, I made a mistake there. You don't have to press or go find the colour, go back into it. Just look at the colour underneath, hit right mouse button. Why isn't it working? Hit the right mouse button and paint it back. Right, that's that. Like I was saying, I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon and start slating the game at the very start until I got a hang of playing it. So I decided to play around it for a day or two, have a look. I like the GUI. I love the menu system. I think the menu system looks great. I think it's great that the blueprints is here. You can all pick, as you can see, I've been building here. So let's get something I built. Of course, I would build my favourite ship out of Space Engineers. So I decided to recreate it in Space Engineers 2. If I can get it to spin around, and we'll place it there, and there we go. So I decided to build my favourite ship, my favourite NPC ship, sorry, out of the game, which is the Minor Transport. So I decided to rebuild it. As you can see, there is no conveyor tubes or anything like that in the game now. So I made my own conveyor tubes with the nice little decor blocks. And here's me paint gun. I just put the spot on something there. There we go, fixed. You know, just to, like I said, I was wanted to get used to the building style in the game, so I built this. Now, unfortunately, we can't. I did make a mistake here, by the way. So it was that round block should be down here. There should be angled blocks in there, and the reactor should be right there. I was building it from memory. I mean, give me a break. But we go inside and we obviously don't have an armory, so I was going to put something here. We don't have a beacon, so I'll put the gravity generator there. But we'll have a look now. Let me see. Which way am I going? Where's the blue ship? There, it's down there. I like that they've changed the speed limit, and I am going to keep it at meters a second, because again, we've been playing the game since the past 10 years on meters per second, so I don't see any reason to change it now. You know, and the reason why I love this ship is because of this. And if you damage one side of it, let's say, you can still fly this ship because of all the thrusters on it. Now I tend to throw thrusters in every direction on both bylines as well. But yeah, that's this ship done. F. Yeah, so when these corridors are passageways that I don't know made. He has the catwalk there with gas and electric and water cables or pipes going through them, so they look cool. I like them. I like that you can place a block right beside the block without a hitbox. As you can see there, I done me fake turrets on the front of it, on the side of it. Just made some little fake turrets just to make it look like the ship from Space Engineers 1. Right, what else do we need to talk about? The skybox. It's very bright, but it's a little bit lifeless looking, like the skybox on Space Engineers. Like, again, I know it's early alpha. I remember the original space box on space. The skybox on Space Engineers was atrocious, and it's lovely now. Like when you look out into the vastness of space now, Space Engineers, you can see some of the stars in the background do actually twinkle a little bit. And but they didn't do that originally. It was sort of like this. It was just like a beautiful matte painting in the background. But no, it is nice. I like the skybox, but it is gonna get better. I know it. The lighting in the game is fantastic. Like just the glow of the ion thrusters off the side of the ship here looks brilliant. I love the boost button we have in our jetpack. The boosters as well makes you go faster. Now the one thing about the flying I don't like is how quick we stop when we're just flying normally. So you fly here and you literally stop dead. You fly in here, let go, you stop dead. Where in Space Engineers 1, when you're flying along, you let go, you sort of drift for a couple of seconds before you come to a stop, which sort of made you more aware of your surroundings when you're flying around. So you would know when you would intuitively let go of the button before you hit your ship, because you knew how long it was going to take for the engineer to come to a halt. Whereas with this, like, you fly toward the ship here and you let go and you literally just stop there now. Where with Space Engineers, one I would let go at the same distance, I would have continued forward and probably hit the ship, and it probably hit it a little bit too hard and not kill myself but injure myself, you know. Okay, another thing about the paint gun is the noise it makes when you paint. Like, it sounds like someone is pouring water out of a tap. Why can't I hear it there? Hang on a sec. Hey, can you hear it? No, the sound isn't the best. Now, I like the undo button, but I haven't placed any blocks there, so it's not going to undo them. Right. Yeah, the undo feature is great. Where I know you're limited to the amount of blocks you can undo and redo, but it is a good feature. I like being able to blueprint certain things. Like, for example, I get the blueprints up. Like when you, like, here we go. Here's a little scaff slope that I made for the front of the mining transport. Here is the conveyor corner I made. No, not the conveyor corner, because that's the wrong one. I made a mistake on that one. Here's the conveyor tube. Oh, you know, they're spelled wrong. And here is Oya's passageway. So if we go back to the game now, and you can just place a blueprint down like this, and there we go. I don't know where that placed twice, because you only pressed the button once. So we'll go delete that, and we place it again, and there we go. And there's the passageway that I made, that I don't know made. Looks lovely. I think it's nice. You know, there's a bit of detail in it. I like it that you can put blueprints on your hotbar. Where is my conveyor tube that the little dummy conveyor tube that I made up for the mining transport? You know, I think that was a great feature to add that into the game, where you can actually place blueprints. Now, how that's gonna work in the future when survival mode comes in? Like, if you place a blueprint, is it just gonna would you need X amount of, say, metal plates or metal grid in your inventory before you can place it? Or if you have one metal grid in your inventory, are you able to place it? Or like I said, or do you need the one metal grid per block that's on the blueprint to place it? So say if you were placing a blueprint of a ship, for example, that has like 3,000 blocks on it, would you need 3,000 metal plate in your inventory to place the block? You know, because in order to place a block, you can't place a standard block, unless you have metal plate in your inventory. So would the same thing apply to the blueprints? Would you need a metal plate per block that's on the blueprint, or would one metal plate place the blueprint? Or again, does the blueprint only work in creative mode? we probably won't find all this out now till the game develops a bit further. Right, let's go in here and look at the assembler. Now, we were messing around with this on Monday with myself, I don't know, and Quantum Chief, and I was saying to Quantum, I said I think this would be, I love the whole 3D printer vibe in here, and I was wondering, as that's making your components, would you be seeing a representation of it here being printed as it's being made? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it, but it would be cool. Now, unfortunately, we don't have anything like that on the refinery. There is no windows to see anything on the refinery. But with these big screens here, I don't know, was saying it would be great if these screens actually gave you a readout of what's in the refinery, what ore you have in, how much of it, how many ingots each ore has made. It almost like the Izzy's inventory manager, basically, but on the screen here. Or the ability for us to literally put, when mods are going to be made available for the game, to literally put the likes of Izzy's inventory manager on this screen would be cool, instead of having an LCD screen beside it. Right, so I think that's all I can talk about really at the moment. We'll go shooting a few things. Let's check out the factor textures, and we'll come over here to the red ship, because I think everyone done this on Space Engineers. Oh, is this the large reactor? Yeah, I forgot about this. So we have a refinery there. This is the large reactor. I think that looks cool. I love all the moving parts in them. I think the moving parts are absolutely beautiful. You know, I don't know why that looks like an Archimedes screw there, like, but it is what it is. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it looks beautiful. And we have the large gyroscope. Now this ship only has 3 gyroscopes. One big large one, and 2, I think, has it? Give me a look. Yep. No, there's 2 2.5 meter gyroscopes and 1 7.5 meter. So you have 1 large gyroscope here and 2 small ones. And the ship is actually pretty maneuverable for its size, like, you know. So we come up to the cockpit here, and oh jeez, this is an awful run. Now, this is beautiful. I love the. Oh, is this the? Oh yeah, it's lying on its side. Yeah, I was wondering. I didn't know if that was the button panel, or if it was just the small grid button panel is placed in. Like, there is no small grid. I'm sorry. The smaller button panel is placed in, but that was the actual button panel, but it's lying on its side. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I was wondering how we had space underneath here. But I love the new what's it called? I love the new bridge control seat as well. Let's go on the inside. Yeah, I love the new bridge control seat. I think it looks great. Did they give us any little all hail clang on the dashboard? Nope, no, there's nothing there. No buttons. Okay, so let's finish this off as everyone does with the red ship, blue ship scenario, and let's cut this ship in half. Well, let's try it anyway. And it worked. This is a must for everyone that plays the red ship, blue ship scenario. You have to crash the red ship into the blue ship. It's a rite of passage. Has to be done. Now, tell me one thing about this. On the original red ship, there was actually doors that led out of the bridge. Up here, are they gone? Oh yeah, there's no doors out. Yeah, it used to be doors out on this side, so we have to come all the way back. We don't have to do that. We don't. Let's just get out here. We come down. Do you know what? I'm about to crash into the blue ship. I never even took a walker on the blue ship. I'll do that in my own time. But yep, that's all I have for today. We have the green. Oh, wait now. We have the green station over here. I forgot about that. Let's boost our way over here and have a look. So I suppose everyone also remembers the green station from the original Space Engineers. This is the updated version of it. Well, it's the SE2 version of it, I should say, with the detail blocks and all that on it. Looks nice. I actually love that they added in angled catwalks. That's one thing that I was always missing on Space Engineers. Right, so I think we'll leave that for today. That's it. And let's hope Keen takes some feedback from all the content creators out there, especially the bigger ones that have the more following, that they will actually listen to it, because who's going to listen to me. And I'll see you all during the week. Hopefully the new update for Space Engineers 1 is coming out soon, and when it does I will be doing a video on that, so keep posted. What I've noticed here as well, if you go into spectator mode basically, so we come around here to the side of the mine transport, I want to control my character, I want to hit F9. It doesn't work. You have to go F6 and then go F9 to be able to control your character in spectator mode. So that's a bit what's the word I'm looking for? It's a bit silly. So I'm here now. I want to go back to let's say I want to press F8 to go back to the camera mode. Press that. Now I literally just pressed F8 there and nothing's happened. Oh, it'll work there now. So if I press F9, see, F9, nothing happens. I have to go F6 back into my character, then go F9, and then I can move. So I think that needs to be addressed as well. That needs to be looked at. Okay, that's me done. If you liked what you're seeing, give the video a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you have something to say, just comment down below and give me your thoughts on what you think of SE2. So, we'll talk to you all during the week. Goodbye.